misandrous, I'm a feminazi, I'm a communist, I have an Oedipus complex. I must be really, really, really fucking evil.
As a transgender person, male to female.
You're gonna hate me.
I'm afraid of the day when I will get beaten up by the Philadelphia police.
Right now.
This is the life of ADF. Andy No is a controversial figure in the world of political journalism. The editor-at-large for the Post-Millennial, No is most known for covering protests by the right-wing group Patriot Prayer and documenting the activity of Anitifa. A lot of the material No shares on his social media are heavily edited, sometimes false, and all heavily motivated by his own political agenda. This includes doxes to a number of people. Due to this reputation, there have been several incidents of No being assaulted at protests. As a self-identified Antifa leader, ADF considered No an enemy. At one point she started filming a random man who she believed was Andy No, saying, "Today I followed someone who closely matched the description of public enemy of Antifa, Andy No. I could not confirm 100%, but I had to go investigate, and that warranted following the suspects a few blocks of a TriMet bus. If I see him again, I will detain him for questioning." This man was not Andy No. He also posted a sign enforcing a rule against wearing shoes in the house, saying, "Anarchy does not mean you get to do whatever you want," and posts herself holding guns, saying, "In case of Kiwi Farms trying to home invasion." After 11 years of organised cyberstalking terrorism, I have to say this. If Kiwi Farm stalkers ever show up on my front door, I have no compunction in dropping them with hot lead. Mark my words. I'm not like the other trans women they fuck with. By no measure. I've been in fear for years, and I've reached a point where I'm no longer afraid to end someone's life if they abuse me. So when I say, fuck around and find out, my humanity has had enough of their shit. Tonight is just one more night of many nights I couldn't sleep due to existential threats I've been subject to for far too long. Things are different now than 2 years ago, or 1 year ago. You can't stay afraid forever. I'm ready to lash out at my stalkers. Dox me, show up at my door, I am ready to kill them. I am done living in fear. Let's bang it out when it comes to that. During this time, she came out as a servine furry, posting photos of a plush deer. She claimed that she was rationing toilet paper use, posting, "The household budget is tight due to war budgets against Patriot Prayer and Proud Boys invading Portland constantly. Do not blame me, blame Joey Gibson." After an Antifa member was arrested during a Portland climate strike march, ADF posted, "Police brutality by the Portland Police Bureau experienced. I am not doing okay this evening, for I had a friend and close comrade arrested, and I myself was almost grabbed by the Portland Police Bureau this afternoon on the Hawthorne Bridge during the climate strike march today. Whatever reason I was almost grabbed for, I got away. I am likely going to be dealing with PTSD episodes for a period of time in the coming days and sleep interrupted by night terrors. All police violence related. Expect me in a really amped up mood for the next few days or longer. This isn't the first time I've had a comrade arrested right next to me, and I am almost getting arrested right after my comrade. Nor in the future. I doubt it'll be the last time this will happen again. I know what I signed up for doing, direct action in Black Bloc, but I also don't want to suffer alone. Block ninjas are human, with emotions too. If you are, in any way inclined to donate to me, I am going to leave my donation links on this post. When watching the video, she said she was sickened with rage, and that she chucked one of her drink mugs across the floor, shattering it to pieces. She also draws on a map, proposing a new way to partition America, and says that she wants to start dating again, and dreams about dating a rash or sharp Antifa skinhead that will fuck up transphobes and my KF internet stalkers around Portland. I know I used to be ardently identified as a trans femme lesbian, but honestly I will be open to having Chrome Dome 161 security, given today's realities. After the US Supreme Court held cases on whether LGBT workers fall under the Civil Rights Act, ADF posted. Regardless of today's SCOTUS rulings today, 3 things are certain on my end. I am too far in transitioning to the woman I want to be. It's almost been 10 years now, and I paid the ultimate price with 5 years and 8 months of houselessness and 2 surgeries later. Detransition will never happen, ever. Not even for a paycheck from some capitalist boss in exchange for selling my time and labour. 2. After this day, regardless of the outcome to SCOTUS, I remind everyone that there is no equal rights for queer and trans workers under the capitalist system ever. I was anti-capitalist before I came out trans. I am still to this day anti-capitalist, and will keep advocating for the end goal of abolishing state and capitalism. Before today and after this day, every day, regardless of the outcome of the SCOTUS rulings, if you have been discriminated because you are trans/LGBTQ, I totally support anyone engaging in direct action, doxing, vandalism, arson against transphobic employees, transphobic landlords or the state. The Crime Minister of Antifa, October 8, 2019, so-called Portland, Oregon. On her new Facebook account, Soy Chai Villalobos, she posted a photo of what she had written on a window. Andy No is a threat to our community and provides kill lists for Atom Waffen. This was eventually seen by Andy No himself, coming across ADF for the first time. She also wrote this on glowing signs around Portland. These were also done by a fellow Antifa member by the name of Binks, someone who ADF had made friends with and attended protests with around this time. After the killing of protester Sean Keelaher, ADF posted, I am grieving Sean Keelaher, and I am going to be for a while not all that okay. I will continue to do this wonderful Antifa work, to honour them and move on. I have shed my tears for this kid. They're only 23 years old. Sean Keelaher would want me, the Antifa Crime Minister, to kick fucking fash ass, and to keep doing that. They were my inspiration for militant anarchist and Antifa street actions when I arrived to Portland almost 7 years ago this month. Sean was greatly sympathetic to my plight of houselessness and organised cyber-stalking terrorism, and looked past that and wanted to crew up with me. I remember our first actions together, blocking up together, sharing food together, making banners for them. Rest in peace, Sean. Keelaher inspiring ADF was unlikely, as at that point he was only 16, and not at all involved in Antifa. She also posts a list of checks she does before leaving the house, focusing on wearing her body armour. She also makes posts about possibly returning to education, despite what Kiwi Farms has to say about this. Crowdfunding this on GoFundMe. However, she soon changed her mind. I am not going to college, just know, all it will take is one transphobic student and I am going to end up in jail. It will not happen, like peace in the Middle East not happening. I changed my mind about returning to school. Fall 2020 just seems off the table. She also claimed that she would be exchanging vows with her alter, Xochitl, and said that it was so cold in my apartment that I am beginning to see my breath and steam is coming out of my vagina when I pee in the bathroom. It's definitely a cave in my apartment, and at least below 55. She also thanked her new neighbours for being friendly and peaceful and not transphobic, saying, must be all the black clothes and the paratrooper boots, putting them all on notice that I am the wrong Antifa trans woman to fuck around and find out with. And post a drawing with Antifa phone numbers on them, saying, we don't call 911, we call 161. And was filmed attending a protest.
The clubhouse.
Stay together. Stay together.
After school clubhouse. Band together.
Brendan Farley needs to stay a respectable distance from us.
Yeah. Stay a respectable distance away from these kids. This is a kid-friendly protest.
Kids are being indoctrinated to become terrorists. White supremacists.
They're starting to act hostile now around kids. You best just stay back. You best just stay back.
Eastbound on Southwest Avenue.
Oh look, it's the Antifa police.
Failure to do so, I think you know to run.
Somebody said they were going to whoop my ass. Who is it?
That was not me.
Her. You. Hey.
Hey, yo, back the fuck up.
Back the fuck up or you're gonna get sprayed.
Fuck.
Yeah, okay.
They told me to turn my cameras off and they were going to whoop my ass.
You just lunged for somebody.
After this, she posted, I am not looking forward to 2020. I want to be on record about it, because I don't feel totally prepared for it, and I don't feel anyone else is. Shit is going to be really kicking off politically, and I have an inkling that the last 3 years of political violence in Portland will be nothing compared to 2020. Regardless of impeachment outcome or the election, one thing is absolutely certain: Trump's brainwashed followers are going to act up and lash out at Portland. I am going to have to prepare accordingly. Seeking to seriously hit some sort of reset button with my life, this is a gamble. I want to try and do a 7-day water fast. I think I can do it. Throughout most of 2020, ADF was surprisingly quiet. Very little was revealed to social media or any of her followers. It is rumoured that during this time she lived with multiple other Antifa members and was instructed to remain quiet, especially with the new attention that was put on her, after Andy No found more of her past posts and retweeted them, and including the post about the man who was mistakenly stalked, with No saying, "I feel bad for the people who look similar to me and are being stalked, followed and harassed by Antifa." ADF later claimed that during this time the police raided her apartment and that her roommate had guns pointed at them and the friend was detained, believing them to be her. ADF is also referenced in Gino Samuel's Christian: A Comprehensive History YouTube series.
The man behind that persona was in fact Ahuviya Harel, a transgender in mid-transition at the time, who, like Chris, was labeled by online communities as a lolcow, or a person who often executed laughable antics in public and online.
During this time, ADF started going by the name Aspen Phoenix White, as one of her friends referred to as during a post-surgery crowdfunder for ADF. After a long period of silence, a mysterious post appeared on ADF's Mick Zochi's 24/7 News Dungeon Facebook page. Isabel/Zochi is a lying, manipulative grifter. She claims I stole a firearm, yet her story keeps changing. Yes, I took the money I had given to her an hour before because she told me she was going to give it away to someone else. I gave her $15 for food. For her. Not to give to someone else for weed. She used her gun to threaten me and other comrades, who shall remain unnamed, to give us money for her addiction. Armed robbery. She blew all her money on things, while grifting for more money to pay rent and get food. She gave away her EBT card so she could grift for more money. I fell for her sob story and ignored her threats and violence against comrades because I needed a place to stay. I will not stay silent any longer. I have seen screenshots of her accusations. I have comrades who can confirm I wasn't at her house when the firearm was stolen. I just waited, hoping this would blow over, as she has threatened to have me killed for lesser things. Comrade Ed. It is unknown whether these pages were made by someone that ADF genuinely hurt, made by a hacker, or made by ADF herself. However, when one user said, "I miss Izzy and Zochi," Ed Harrison said, "They are doing well. Sorry I haven't been posting, just dealing with mental health stuff." So it's speculated this is either a man who knew ADF that has taken over the page, or another one of ADF's alters. During October she made her return to her main Facebook page, posting art and crowdfunding protest items such as pepper spray and gloves. She also shared a post reading, "Abolish the Portland Police Bureau. Coming soon in Portland. A bigger and better Antifa barracks. Reimagine community self-defense and public safety in 2021. Hashtag Bigger Antifa Barracks 2021. On October 18, 2020, ADF's father, Angelo, passed away. After this, ADF posted, CN, death, childhood, physical and sexual abuse. I have just received the news about 30 minutes ago that my abusive father has died yesterday of blood clots in the lungs. I have a multitude of feelings to process about this news of his death. He was responsible for many acts of physical childhood abuse and a heinous act of childhood sexual assault against me at the age of 11. He was also responsible for my first steps into political developments because of his reactionary, anti-communist and authoritarian views. I countered his right-wing views and actually begun to read up and learn about socialism and communism in my teenage years. With his death, I hope this closure is the final piece of what is necessary for me to move on emotionally from his legacy of abuse, to effectively heal from the trauma from his abuse, to carry myself with more confidence with the knowledge that this right-wing fascist authoritarian can go join Francisco Franco and Benito Mussolini, because fuck his conservative beliefs. Angelo, rest in peace. Yours truly, the communist transgender daughter who you failed to beat into submission to be a son and a capitalist, Isabel Rosa Arouja. P.S. Enjoy hell. Baphomet rules it as a dictator of the proletariat. In the comments sharing the song Dead by My Chemical Romance. Okay, too soon, but really, fuck him. Now to sit back and watch Kiwi Farm stalkers bitch and complain that God is Antifa. After criticism about this from Kiwi Farms users, including a death threat that referenced Kenosha shooter Kyle Rittenhouse, ADF responded to this saying, "So Kiwi Farm stalkers are big mad and want me murdered or Rittenhoused by fascists because I won't shut up about my dead father's childhood sexual and physical abuse against me. He did these things. You didn't grow up with him. I did. And BTW, Kiwi Farms, I already know about you doxing me and planning to send fascist groups after me because you can't win in a direct confrontation with me. Die fucking mad about it." During this time, she fell out with many of her anarchist friends and roommates due to a range of reasons, such as her Maoist views and erratic behaviour. ADF started to sell a lot of her belongings, including her daughter bike, Maria, to raise money to move out. During this time, she posted a video when selling a Maoist
This is
pin.
the biggest Mao Zedong pin I have ever owned. It's like a little over 2 inches. Yeah, a little over 2 inches in diameter. Maybe 2.25.
A page was also created about her on the website antifawatch.net, calling her a Portland-based anarchist advocating throwing bricks at police. On the 2020 presidential election, ADF said, "I refuse to give my vote to Biden. No to US imperialism in Latin America," posting a photo of herself stood on a Blue Lives Matter flag. She also posted claiming she kicked 2 QAnon fascies off a TriMet bus trying to instigate a fight with me. Good morning. Still anxious about the election? I am. I have to go to work today as Antifa super soldier and serve the people of Portland. I cannot let anxiety eat me up and prevent me from showing up for Black Lives Matter and anti-fascist counter-demoing of fascists. Here in Portland, regardless of who becomes POTUS, I and many others have to work to keep Portland safe from Trump-supporting reactionaries. As a Marxist-Leninist Maoist, I take serving the people to heart. Community self-defence is my passion. I work with my anarchist comrades to defend PDX. See you all in the streets today. After Joe Biden won the election, ADF posted, "I should continue to arm up. A Democrat is coming back to the White House. Last time Joe Biden was the White House as Vice President, I was street houseless from 2011 to 2016. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Kamala Harris. Neoliberalism is fascism." She also posted more art. One she said was a pain in the ass to draw, as it took her 3 tries to get the China variant of the hammer and sickle drawn correctly. She would consider a version of this art to be a future tattoo. She also claimed that she had a wonderful dream of living in the People's Republic of China. "I had emigrated to the PRC from the US on political asylum grounds. All my needs, housing, food, medical, and yes, disability-related matters, were being met. May this be a goal I can work towards as the United States continues to decline into political stagnation, polarisation, and escalates its Cold War rhetoric against Beijing. I have faith that the PRC will one day be the superpower supplanting the US. Gotta start learning Mandarin, I will need it." And posted how she often sleeps with and answers the door with a riot baton, saying that safety is a relative term. I prefer to stay dangerous. 12 years of organised cyberstalking caused this to be a reality. I keep myself safe. 2016. Arm trans women. 2020. Armed trans woman. She posted photos with this baton. However, her anal douche was visible in the background. She also states that she needed a gas mask, as COVID-19 cases are going out of control. I'm guessing I'm going to go shopping in riot gear, so these anti-masker / mask flouters assholes pucker up and comply with mask orders. I can't wait to go. Move back, move back, move back on a mask flouter. Point being, wear a fucking mask. COVID-19 deaths are 6 times higher for BIPOC. Not wearing a mask is not just dangerous, it is fucking racist. Show some fucking mutual respect and wear a mask. Stay your ass home if you are sick / displaying symptoms of COVID-19. During this time, Andy No shared a piece of ADF's art that said, people who wear MAGA hats are more likely to spread the virus. Assault them. Stop the spread of COVID-19 and fascism. Hashtag capitalism is the virus. While counter-demonstrating a pro-police rally, ADF was filmed having an interaction with a man that she claims was a COVID-19 denier chud.
Oh, what else you got? What else you got, Karen? What else you got, Karen?
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
She maced the man. On November 24th, Andy No wrote an article all about her, saying, exclusive, I have unmasked the identity of the Anitifa member who was filmed using mace in an attack on a conservative pro-Portland police rally last week. Isabel Rosa Arouja, formerly Philip Haskins-Delici, has called for comrades to kill me, sharing lots of information about her and bringing attention to her. He also brings up how she has an Anitifa tattoo on her chest and shared all the posts she made against him. ADF responded to this saying, right-wing journal, propagandist Andy No has written an article about me on the Post-Millennial. Christmas has come early this year. Holy fuck. This article brought more attention to ADF, with No getting replies from many other conservative commentators, such as Candace Owens, saying, your report failed to list what species this is, resulting in No going on the national news show Newsmax to talk about ADF.
Here's her, or him, we aren't sure, but here's the message to Andy No.
I'm not welcomed in Portland, Oregon. Well, welcome to my apartment, and it's in Portland. So, fight me if you want to bring a fight over this, okay?
She, by the way, is an angry fashion plate, isn't she? But aren't they all? Andy, great to have you back on the show. Andy, what is she doing with the knife there? And I guess they want you, don't they? They don't like you filming what they're doing out there.
That's Isabel Rosa Arouja, formerly known as Philip Haskins-Delici. This is just one individual that just through my own investigative reporting I've been able to unmask. And this is a person with a long history of posting violent extremism and at times has called for people to kill me.
All right, so Andy, you keep at it. And I mean, not to make light of the situation, are you sure her name is not Edward Scissorhands? But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, I don't want to spend too much time on her because there's a lot of them out there.
ADF responded in the comments saying, hey Andy No, that video of me was from October 2016, a whole 2 years before I learned who you were and the doxing and propaganda you were doing. Antifa only became a thing for me around, 2017 to 2018 on. However, this didn't stop news outlets, such as MAGA Media, from reporting on the video. She also endorses mandatory Antifa super soldier service for all able-bodied adults 18 to 35. She also made this Twitter thread. 2 months ago, my abusive father died. I am still processing this. I recently had a phone conversation, somewhat at length, with his fiancée Christine over possible life insurance inheritance. I am torn. Yes, as much as any amount of money could help me, there is this big side of me that is dead set against me wanting his money, so to speak. and that side is winning out. I don't want his influence, post-mortem, monetary or otherwise. Please count me out of any inheritance. I simply don't want it, especially on anti-capitalist grounds. At this stage, I genuinely do not want the money, and this coming from someone who is a disabled transgender woman in poverty and barely clears $10,500 a year on social security disability benefits. Also, on top of disability and in poverty, very food insecure as well. The inside of my fridge as of last night, and I could not bring myself to want inheritance from my dead father. I am 19 years removed, 2 legal name changes, and across the country away from any financial influence he could have exerted over me. I simply don't want his money. He physically and sexually abused me as a child. I want to destroy the capitalist system that made him affluent. After Andy No's book was released, ADF encouraged her followers to phone jam Powell's bookstore, posting her number, a place where Andy No's book was being sold, and saying that she was beefing up security from Andy No followers leading up to Inauguration Day. After the January 6th insurrection, ADF posted, "All I have to say about DC right now, if a bunch of white supremacists stormed a parliament building in another country, live ammunition will be used with less hesitation." After the US officially rolled out vaccinations for COVID, ADF responded, "I prefer the Chinese vaccine. I don't trust the American pharma company vaccine." She also was in ER around this time due to breathing and chest problems, thought by doctors to be costochondritis. After leaving the hospital, she posted, "Full day 2 of the Biden administration and still no hashtag Medicare for all. Starting to think that this fucker is worse than Trump. Spoiler, he is. Fucker's too busy expanding the police / surveillance state and starting a cold war with the People's Republic of China, I say. I'll wait. Also, where's the checks?" After Andy No moved to London, due to his own personal safety concerns, ADF posted, "Andy No is in hiding in a London teacup cupboard." She also responded to rumours that she was kicked out of Anitifa, explaining that it was a disagreement over her Marxist-Leninist political views, and she is still Antifa to a lot of people on the left and right. She also punched a wall on her new bedroom door during this time. She also posted more about the Republic of China, saying that Taiwan, Hong Kong, Xinjiang and Tibet are part of the PRC, and that the People's Republic of China are the only legitimate governments. After ADF encouraged her followers to find the address of Kyle Rittenhouse, ADF's own personal address was released on Kiwi Farms in response. After this, ADF posted, "Morning. Of course the first thing I did after waking up this morning is surveillance on Kiwi Farms and intercept the latest threat of political violence on me. They are really salty as fuck over my position on the People's Republic of China and want me killed. But hey, go off. Of course they are escalating because Trump lost and Biden is now in office. Hey, wait a minute. The worst of my harassment by Kiwi Farms happened under a Democrat president when Biden was Obama's vice president. Anyway, ever wonder why I carry weaponry on me all the time? Blame these cringe culture losers called Kiwi Farms. Blame them and their predecessor iterations for harassing me since the 2008 recession. They don't make peace an option for me. Anyhow, suiting up for Back the Black. They picked a hell of a month to fuck with me. I just ordered a fuck ton of pepper spray. I want them to actually act on their words. Imagine if I had to survive multiple gunshot wounds and live to tell about it." She also claimed that she almost pepper sprayed a journalist who was filming her at a protest, and then attempted to dox the man. Also posting, "If you are a streamer and I catch you filming me, and/or other Antifa super soldiers, leave or I will break your fucking camera." During March, she set up a TikTok account, posting her first video.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. In class society, everyone lives as a member of a particular class, and every kind of thinking, without exception, is stamped with a brand of a class. Hey, anarchist simps! Stop cleaning the windows of the bourgeoisie in the fucking Pearl District! You fucking liberals! And this is your nightly reading from quotations from Mao Zedong.
Her TikTok was quickly privated shortly after release. She also said that she does not want to stop wearing masks in public ever, and criticised the new CDC guidelines for masks. After Andy No came back to Portland, ADF posted, "So, Andy No, I'm guessing you got kicked out of the UK, or you left on your own to fuck with us again, and you're back and last night you were outed trying to infiltrate the Black Bloc in Portland. Would be a shame when I started personally actively looking for you again. 8 milkshakes wasn't enough. Sending you in hiding in the United Kingdom wasn't enough, and now you are coming back for more." After this, Andy No posted a video compiling a bunch of phone threats against him, including this one from ADF.
"Hello, Andy No. I will fucking find you. I will fucking find you. You're still hiding in Portland if you're not smart enough to get your ass back to the United Kingdom."
She also revealed that as of June 2021, she hadn't been vaccinated, due to mistrust of the medical establishment as a trans woman, despite posting many pro-vaccination posts, including, "Scientific facts over feelings, get vaccinated." At the end of the year, she came out as a Satanist, posting, "Chairman Mao is dwarfed by Baphomet. Well, I can always get a bigger Chairman Mao to equal this out in the future." And changing her name to Aspin Vasulka Satanos. On a pro-Satanist page, she posted, "I am both a Satanist and Antifa super soldier. I risk my life protecting the marginalised here in Portland. My work the last 3 years has brought me to Satanism and its philosophical ethos." Edit, a lot of you seem mad that I'm a communist. Well, die madder. I am also a transgender woman. She got a tattoo of Baphomet on her back, mixed with the hammer and sickle, saying, "The only 2 things that are keeping me from ending my life in 2021 are Satanism and getting tattooed every month." After some of her new Instagram posts ended up on Kiwi Farms, ADF posted, "We have someone here on the Instagram who is spying on me on behalf of Kiwi Farms. I get it, you are bored because Chris Chan is in jail and now you want to endgame me next." In reference to Chris Chan's recent arrest. In 2022, she confirmed that she was triple jabbed and never had COVID-19, saying, "2 years going and my zero COVID policy is still kicking ass. Strict masking, social distancing, limiting of all non-essential travel outside of anti-fascist/racial justice protests, and checks notes, cracks down on far-right anti-vaxxers/anti-maskers." I'm criticised for the last one and get called authoritarian by liberals, conservatives, anarchists and fascists. And yes, vaccination status is always requested for visitors to my home. And some people don't like it when I run my home, like the People's Republic of China. I guess I'd rather be CCP evil than ICU bed dead. She also responded to a picture of a man with a Ukrainian flag mixed with a swastika, saying, "Fuck Azov Battalion and fuck Nazi Ukraine." After a Twitter user said, "Anarchism is the most popular and prevalent form of anti-communism," ADF responded, "Yes it is, and Portland, Oregon is fucking rife with it. I get death threats for being a Marxist-Leninist here in PDX. They're so mad I exist as a challenge to their anti-communist narrative. Never mind I tried it their way for 3 years. I thought they were all for trans liberation and respecting my autonomy. Only conditional if they toe their party line. Guess so I learned. Never mind I given 3.5 years doing anti-fascist work here in Portland. But they've been ass mad with me since I questioned Hong Kong 2019 because I called it US State Department Colour Revolution backed by the United States against the People's Republic of China." On October 19th, 6 protesters were shot in Normandale Park, Portland. A thread on Twitter was made about this by Republican commentator Ian Miles Chung. There was a mass shooting at an Antifa gathering last night in Portland. Reminder, Antifa wants you dead, and given the opportunity, they'd turn that into a reality. Some of the people who got shot last night are the same terrorists who attacked Andy now. Life came at them fast. I don't care if they killed each other. They need to go away and leave the rest of society out of it. This was one of them. Before finally sharing a video of ADF that was made in 2016.
Fight me if you want to bring a fight over this, okay?
ADF was not one of the people who died, and she didn't even attend the protest they are referring to. She made her own Twitter thread, saying, "Everyone, it's now past 1 AM, I'm going to go to sleep. Between having the counter disinformation that I was killed tonight, not the case, and the looming possibility of self-blaming of why I was not there tonight at Normandale Park due to my mental health, I'm going to have a rough few days ahead, including but not limited to probably Andy No harassing me again soon. I absolutely charge him with incitement of domestic terrorism. I'm not going to take a single word of that back, given tonight's events. I still mentally cannot get over the fact, had I been in better mental health yesterday, I would have been killed or injured at Normandale Park tonight. So I might be conflicted and torn with survivor's guilt the next couple of days, and I'm going to need support. Andy No represents to me the complete manifestation of 14 years of organised cyberstalking I've been subject to for existing as a leftist and a trans woman. His incitement to terrorism led to the tragic event tonight at Normandale Park. Andy No could call for my death at any day, and he might actually succeed, with one of his followers acting on his rhetoric, more than the internet stalkers at Kiwi Farms have tried for many years. This scares me, and in the coming days and weeks I'm going to be requesting more personal defence resources going forward. The simple fact by name I was targeted for a disinformation campaign doesn't sit well with me. This is traumatising. At this time I'm going to refrain from dropping my Cash App and Venmo. Right now is not the time. Everyone is immediately traumatised and absolutely worried about me until I make a more concise post regarding exactly what I need to protect myself, likely tomorrow morning. I feel any day now the 14 years of organised cyberstalking I have been subject to is now going to explode again into a serious conflict because Andy No will come after me. I need to sleep on what I need and make thorough plans in the morning as to what I need. In closing, I love each and every one of my comrades. We have to have each other's back, regardless if red or anarchist. Please do away with the infighting and have each other's backs at our time of crisis. Aspen, reposting this, saying, "Alive! Nice try, Andy No. I know you wanted me dead tonight." I just wanted to let everyone know I'm fully aware of the disinformation circulating by fascists that I am among the killed, injured on Normandale Park tonight. If you are seeing this post, Andy No didn't succeed at killing me tonight. Furthermore, due to my mental health on Saturday, I was home all day. I was in no personal mental state to put on clothes nor emerge from my apartment. But I get it. I have people in this world that literally want me dead, and I am aware who those people are. Majority of people who want me dead are on the far right. There is also a small minority that are calling themselves leftist or anarchist because of my support for the People's Republic of China and Communist Party of China. That will be another tweet thread though. Most notably, the groups of people who want me dead, Andy No and his followers, and the internet stalkers at Kiwi Farms, both based on anti-communism and transphobia. But hey, I have to give them credit for a vivid imagination thinking I was killed. As someone who's been experiencing organised cyberstalking for almost 14 years now, I am pretty accustomed to having to resort to dispelling disinformation when somebody makes a false death claim on my person. You get used to it after a while. Reiterating the point that Andy No was guilty for the attack. After Biden was reported as saying, "There will be no NATO if Trump wins re-election," ADF responded, "Good, let's get rid of NATO." She also posted, "I am so glad I am no longer an anarchist. Too many of these anarchists are defending the neo-Nazi junta government of Ukraine. These fuckers are always inevitably serving reaction. The intellectual dishonesty and being myopic about the historical context of the conflicts going on in Eastern Europe. No investigation, no right to speak. Mao said it best. Actually, the president of Ukraine is Jewish. Barack Obama's black, so? And Zelensky has fucking neo-Nazi shit in his damn government." In reference to the government of Ukraine on the ongoing conflict and the support for the country. Posting a lot more against President Zelensky. Calling it UKKK reign. ADF declared that she would not be dropping her mask mandates until US deaths are below 30 people per day. And there's been no COVID deaths in the metro. Posting pictures of her wearing masks because her landlord refuses to comply with her zero COVID policy or give her the vaccination status, saying her method was to treat them possibly infected and go all out with the PPE. Soon after this, it was revealed that she had just gotten large tattoos all over her face, including a large skull on each cheek, and flames around her chin. On the 30th of May, a YouTube channel was set up called Sycorax Productions, posting their first trailer for the upcoming documentary, Life of ADF. A 10-part series chronicling ADF's life, one of the first major documentary projects featured around her. After former Soviet Union President Mikhail Gorbachev passed away, ADF posted, "Gorbachev is fucking dead. Good. Rest in piss. Fucking traitors to the USSR." One more sign of the post-1991 neoliberal order is on its way the fuck out. And got a new tattoo, combining the trans flag with the communist hammer and sickle. In September 2022, the website Kiwi Farms was dropped by its service provider Cloudflare, after a large campaign headed by Twitch streamer Clara Sorrenti, aka Keffels. ADF made many celebratory posts about this, and posted a statement regarding the events. Good afternoon everyone. I will keep my comments succinct about yesterday's events with Kiwi Farms. First I will address Cloudflare. Cloudflare, after years of enabling Kiwi Farms to stay platformed by a piece of shit Nazi simp Matthew Prince, finally acting because of financial or law enforcement pressure on Cloudflare. Whatever transpired resulted in the blocking of KiwiFarms.net website. I'm well aware of KiwiFarms.ru website. FiberHub is the next pressure point where to kettle Kiwi Farms' reach and visibility. Speaking now specifically to Kiwi Farms and my security situation, I have every inclination to believe Kiwi Farms will act in retaliation against me for Cloudflare pulling their free speech safe space. So, I am on elevated alert for in-person violence against me here in Portland, Oregon. I am already on heightened alert ahead of the US congressional midterm elections. Kiwi Farms is just more group of fascists I have to be on the swivel for. The transgender community and others affected by the organised cyberstalking from Kiwi Farms sees yesterday's blocking of Kiwi Farms as a victory. I strongly forewarn against resting on the laurels of yesterday's victory. This is only the end of the beginning of a wider war against Kiwi Farms and other fascist and fascist-adjacent cringe culture platforms. Don't stop at Kiwi Farms. The Chans and Encyclopedia Dramatica are fair game. In the interim, I advise anyone who has been messed up with by Kiwi Farms to arm themselves in any means they can. I sent retaliation for yesterday. Stay vigilant. Also celebrating after Kiwi Farms soon got dropped by their Russian provider. She also doxes the home address of the next Kiwi Farms host. Shortly after this, a major data leak of Kiwi Farms occurred. ADF posted, Kiwi Farms was hacked and every email address, username, IP, first and last names as well as threads, posts, post history, likes and comments were comprised and leaked. This is a cybersecurity nightmare for them. They were storing all this data in one place, in a readable plain text format, which is a big no-no. All the racists, transphobes, homophobes, bigots, incels, alt-right chuds and neo-Nazis are freaking the fuck out. I am loving every minute of this. Soon after she posted a thread raising money to protect herself against Kiwi Farms, as she was on high alert for violence against her and that the events around Kiwi Farms led her to not leaving the house without wearing a bulletproof vest, earning $130. After it was shared by Twitter account, Pride Was a Riot. ADF later asks her followers if they believe Keffels is a patriotic socialist, before clarifying that she believes Keffels is a white supremacist for supporting the colour revolution in Hong Kong, before raising more money for food and drink, due to a certain jackass who wants to start World War III visiting Portland, Oregon, criticising Joe Biden for his lack of Medicare for all. And after his conference in Portland, ADF commented, "And not a single motherfucker wearing a mask. We are never going to get out of this pandemic, ever, with people like this in power, still wanting to continue mask mandate in October 2022. Around this time she got a tattoo of an Anitifa super soldier in the CCP hammer and sickle on her left breast. After anti-transgender activist Kelly J. Keane announced she was going on a speaking tour around the US, including stopping off at Oregon, ADF posted, "Portland, we need to disrupt a TERF rally next Tuesday." She also posted another weapons crowdfunding post, this time saying she needed the money for everything I need to fight fash and TERFs. These tweets were found by Andy Now, who wrote another article about ADF, talking about her crowdfunding weapons and referring to her as a Portland Antifa leader, and that ADF was organising a direct action to try and shut down women's rights activists. No later talks about this in an episode of his web series Weekly Notice.
So Antifa have caught wind of Kelly J. Keen's event in Portland, and one in particular is a Portland Antifa leader named Isabel Rosa Arouja. That's this person's trans Antifa member. That's the new name that this individual has adopted. They were previously known as Philip Haskins-Delici. This person right now is using Twitter to advertise a budget for weapons for Antifa. So this is Isabel Arouja. I've talked about this person before in my own reporting. I don't think I've mentioned this person on Weekly Notice before, but this person has been very militantly active in Portland for a number of years. They threatened me. They tried to stalk me before. Very dangerous person. Short list of what is needed. 1 26-inch collapsible baton, plus 2-day air shipping costs for rush delivery, 1 Bowie knife, a spare black umbrella, a spare set of eye protection, pepper spray. They're asking for $161. And I will take care of the rest of everything else I need when I get paid my Social Security disability in 2 weeks. A lot of the Antifa militants and rioters are living on taxpayer-funded public assistance, like disability or unemployment or something else. So that's how a lot of them are able to literally do Antifa crimes like full time, because they're not doing anything else and they have money to live for. They often are also in subsidized housing. Here's another picture of this Antifa member. They post a lot of threats on social media and videos as well. Things like this, brandishing guns, knives. Here's the post about the operational budget. So this, it's very organized. I mean, look at this. They're using sort of like organizational terms, operational budget. Yeah, so I've reported on this person before, which is how I had all these photos handy. So if you notice on the neck right here, this individual also was branded with the Antifa symbol, which is, they're basically like a gang. They operate in that way. So if you're a woman in one of those cities, you are completely silenced. And if you speak out, well, you get met with people like Isabel Arouja, who will threaten violence and crowdfund money for weapons.
Shortly after this, Keane cancelled her Let Women Speak event in Portland due to receiving threats from Antifa and trans activists such as ADF.
And then trans activists apparently are bussing in and Antifa are bussing in. I'm too fearful to be out in the street with my silly 5'1" body and bright blonde hair, basically asking Antifa to come and find me. And if other women want to do that, that's fine. But other women aren't being named. There's no big poster with any of the other women. Their faces aren't on Twitter. Have you reached out to the Patriot Prayer or the Pride Boys in Portland? They would be good for an interview or security. Oh my God, can you imagine?
ADF responded to this with a Twitter thread saying, TERFs moulding that KJK cancelled her Portland TERF rally due to a certain trans Antifa leader that dared to threaten her. Me. That being said, look for isolated anti-trans protesters tomorrow. They are smash on sight. Some of you might use pies. I am more deliberate. Keely J. KK Keen has mentioned in her cancellation video on YouTube that she would return to Portland with Proud Boys security and/or a loudspeaker/billboard truck to spread her trans exterminationist message. I want to see a massive mobilisation to counter her bullshit. I want a massive cost extracted on this TERF Island TERF for exporting her transphobic propaganda across international borders. Pies are cool to throw at TERFs, but have you ever considered other projectiles to take a TERF out? Stay vigilant. Don't rest on the laurels of victory. Make TERFs afraid again. Also make TERFs afraid again. Consider making a donation to my defence needs. A certain milkshake boy, who will not be named, couldn't keep my name out his fucking mouth.
We need our women-only spaces!
Despite the event's cancellation, many anti-trans activists turned up anyway, and were said to have been attacked, with a few of them having pies thrown at their faces, from pro-transgender activists. After Andy No reported on this, ADF responded. Fucking based. Airstrikes called in, pie ordnance fired. Antifa infantry and air support wins the day. Andy No moulding over pies harder than those 8 milkshakes on June 29, 2019. Airstrikes called in on turfs in Portland. Pies won. Turfs nothing. Airstrikes successful. Antifa Grenadiers march intensifies. One user replied, "Dude, I bet the only scary thing about you is your browser history." He said, "You'll be surprised to see there's no porn. Military and tactical stuff, absolutely. Firearms, yes. Red and anarchist black metal, sure. Brown bats, of course. World War II documentaries, yes. Anything else you may stereotypically associate with my marginalised gender, good luck." After this, ADF's Cash App got closed due to breaking the terms of service by crowdfunding weapons. ADF responded to this saying, "Andy No's goons got my Ash app taken down. It's just the Venmo at this time. Part of me ain't even mad. Andy No will not defeat me. Kiwi Farms couldn't. He can't win. Both rely on death by 1,000 cuts strategy. It doesn't work on me, who have been dealing with organised cyberstalking for over 14 years. I'm still here and still kicking ass." In response to a photo of Antifa protesting the Let Women Speak march in Olympia by anti-trans activist Candice Mercer, who had been recently receiving threats by some of the same group, ADF responded, "Heroes just doing their job. You cancelled your turf rally before they had a chance to concave your head in. Cope and sieve. Glad a few polite people in Black Bloc gave Candice Mercer the boots." Andy No then tweeted about ADF, with one commenter saying that she has a real deep hatred of women and that she's exactly what her Twitter handle says, a demon. ADF responded, "Ave Satanas, Ave Domini Vermini." They responded, "So scary all the Satanists are crawling from under their rocks. Like you're so edgy." ADF responded, "Actually no, we are pretty rational people once you bother to get to know us." Responding to other users saying stuff like, "Arouja for Oregon Governor. My only advice if Andy No cannot keep Miss Arouja's name out of his mouth, please do not underestimate her. She was not at all broken by 14 years of organised cyberstalking by Kiwi Farms and their predecessor iterations, 4chan and Encyclopedia Dramatica." As a matter of fact, all the internet harassment created the Antifa leader Isabel Rosa Arouja of today. Blowback is messy. And when asked if she was the Antifa boss, she replied, "It's a matter of semantics. Boss/leader/sergeant, whatever rank is irrelevant. Isabel Rosa Arouja isn't like the other Antifa members Andy No has covered in the past. No arrest mugshot, per that collage. Arouja knows how to fight Andy No. Arouja is strategic. Also, Arouja isn't an anarchist anymore. She's a Marxist-Leninist. She will defend her ideals, even if it's not popular among the anti-fascist community in Portland. Andy No is up against a seasoned veteran, not like any of the anarchists in those mugshots." And when asked about drag shows for children, she said she couldn't answer, as she's from a different generation and did not follow drag, saying she would chalk it up as straight heterosexual people going too out of their way to be tolerant. This is something ADF would change her mind on after This Is Me, an all-ages drag show that was being held in Portland. Many people were sharing the event, saying the phrase, "You know what to do." ADF responded, "Alerta! Vash are actively planning on threatening an all-ages drag show in Portland, Oregon, at the historic Alberta House this Saturday. There's a call for anti-fascist and community defence troops needed to protect this event. You know what to do. Yes, I know what to do. Time to defend Portland." This was also shared by Andy Now. She continued to tweet at Andy Now, asking if she is on his kill list, consistently insulting him and calling him milkshake cuck. Andy No never replied. After many tweets, No blocked her, something ADF was hoping to achieve, and celebrating when he did. She was also diagnosed with quadriceps tendinopathy in her left knee, and that she wouldn't be walking around for a while. She said she was haunted by childhood memories of her father having knee surgery, and that she believed they were bad news, so was very worried. All this only made her feel more isolated and depressed. She later posted suicidal thoughts, saying that one of these days I am going to disappear and no one is going to fuck a fuck about what happened to me. After all this, she'd felt like suicide was the only answer. However, this was something she never went through with. She then posted about how she feels less gross now, after she took a shower, and posting more about how she was ready to change her life for the better. After Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter, ADF announced that she would leave, with her last posts reading, "If Twitter dies, it dies. It's been a ride. I'm on Facebook, not voluntarily given. If you are close enough to me, you'll have that information. Instagram, not voluntary given. If you are close enough to me, you'll have that information. If Twitter dies, it dies. I'm just 2 eyes and a mouth in a balaclava. We'll see each other. And if you think you've seen me, no you didn't. Also of note, Twitter is the only public-facing social media I have. Everything else is locked down and private. So Kiwi Farms and Andy No lose on this front. With no Twitter, no Andy No, and Kiwi Farms becoming more underground, ADF is left alone to live her life in peace and quiet. As of 2024, very little is heard about ADF's modern life in the past year, with less and less of her being seen as time goes on. Whether her antics will ever catch the public eye ever again is unknown, but she has certainly had enough of a story for one lifetime, having left one long, excessive, online footprint.
That is all I gotta say now.
She was a Lolcow, but she was not the only one. A person who started as a Lolcow's A-log only created more of her own, including me, another cyber-stalking troll filling the rage bait algorithm. ADF, Isabel, whoever you are and now claim to be, I wish you the best.